Hello everyone, my name is James Harrison IV. Again, I'm interviewing Mr. Daryl Izzard on the podcast named LeaderSHIFT. And earlier we talked about the three things that you gained here at Benedict College. What exactly are those three things?
So earlier I was saying the three things that I gained as a student leader here at Benedict were experience, exposure, and expertise.
Absolutely. So those are the three things that you gained here. And you talked about how you were the Benedict College Gospel Choir, and also you are a leader and professional here as an assistant vice president of student affairs. How did you become that? What were the skill sets? What did you apply to become the assistant vice president of student affairs?
So that's a absolutely loaded question because really I had no clue that one day the things that I was doing then would build me into the leader that I am now. The first thing that I would say that I used or that I did was I worked hard. I mean, coming in early, staying late was the story of my life. Then the second thing is I had tenacity. Every day I met challenges, but I didn't, and I was hit like in the heart many times. And I felt many times, like I couldn't do it, but I had to really pull myself up and say, yo, you're made for this. So tenacity was another thing. Another thing that I really think was key is I was flexible and I was willing to do anything. So I'm not saying that any job is more important than any other job, but if they had told me to clean out the bathrooms and wash the toilet or cut the grass at Benedict, yo, if it's gonna pay me money, like I could do that, I spent time in different departments here. I worked as a gospel choir director. I worked as in the department of MIS as the laboratory systems administrator. I've had many different roles here, but in every role, the principle is the same. Sweat plus hard work equals success.
Do you feel like, for me, I'll say for example, I'm a student here at Benedict College and I'm under the mass comm department, so I know media. But if I were ever to go to business, there may be some things that I would not know because I major in a mass comm field. So with you being in business and you were in MIS, then you transitioned to gospel choir, and then you transitioned to assistant VP, were there some things that you just did not know that you struggled with and then you just gradually learned and moved on?
Yeah, there were some things that I didn't know. There were things that I was totally out of my comfort zone with. But I always leaned to my strengths. I knew what my strengths are. And I think that's another key point as a leader. If you're going to really be effective as a young leader, know your strengths and know your weaknesses. And in the time that you are actually put in a job where it's beyond what you are comfortable with, play to your strengths. You know how to do certain things automatic. So do those well, and then be open to learning about the things that you don't.
And who exactly, who did you rely on to gain that mentorship from, whether that be faculty, whether that be staff? Who did you necessarily rely on to receive that guidance, that mentorship?
Well, first of all, I'm a man of faith, so I can't go without saying that it takes prayer daily. For me, I have this thing about Devo. So regardless of what's going on, I gotta spend that time with the Father. He downloads an email that gives me instruction daily. But and then God places leaders in your life, like Dr. Swinton, our president. I don't eat lunch with him every day. I don't really get to hang out with him. I'm rarely in his office. In fact, I don't want to go to his office. But the reality is, watching other major leaders, and I can tell you one quick story. When he expanded our leadership team here at Benedict, this is 20 years ago, shortly after he first got, he created the Office of Academic Affairs, Office of Student Affairs, Office of Alumni Affairs, all of these different divisions and offices. You know what I did as the gospel choir director? I had a president, then I had a vice president of membership affairs, a vice president of alumni affairs. I modeled the leader that was in front of me. So most of the time, when you're headed to greatness, God always exposes you to that when you get there. So just look around you. There are mentors already there in place doing what it is that you can glean from.
I had this conversation with a student one time, and I asked them, what is a leader? And the student asked, a leader is a person who is wanting to be led, who's willing to be led. So that being the case, there's always a mentor set in place. And this podcast, this LeaderSHIFT, is not only for young leaders, but it's also for seasoned leaders as well. So can you talk about why is it so important for seasoned leaders to give back into young leaders?
Yeah, that's key. Because really, if you don't have an example, then you'll have to learn through trial and error. Like right now, the reason I love being a vice president here is because it gives me an opportunity to help someone else avoid the scars that I had to deal with. So that's why it's important that we give back, because we help accelerate the next generation of young leaders.
And I know because you being in business and marketing and also being around many industry globals, I should put it that way, you chose to still be here inside of college, in a college setting, and still give back to young leaders. Why is that?
Without a doubt. I think being a college president or being a college vice president or working in a college setting, particularly in HBCU, it's even, I love my PWIs. My mom is a professor and a dean there too. But I choose to be here because I think it's one of the most noble jobs that you can have, right? As a leader, it's like you're responsible for developing the intellectual being, the social being, the professional being, and even the spiritual being of a young person. And so that's a great responsibility. That's what I love about you.
And that is a great responsibility. We definitely applaud you for that. Of course, I do. Like I get my mentorship, I get my guidance from you, and I'm just like I always have to rely on. I have to rely on Israel to get that fatherly wisdom. And what would you say, especially because for me, it was like, okay, I came off of a bus, we came off of Amtrak, and then I came into Benedict College as a young freshman. What encouraging words would you give people just like me in that same experience who came all across from either California, from Connecticut, East Coast, wherever? What would you say to those incoming freshmen, those incoming students who just don't know where to go?
Be open. Just as God brought you here, He had a plan for you. And because you're open to that plan, you're going to be successful. And I know you kind of gave accolades and kudos to me, but there are so many other people here at Benedict who are just like me, who really care about developing young leaders. And so we are here. So my word to freshmen would be open to learning and to being mentored, because there are people that are here that are willing to help you.
And even though we are still learning, we're still growing in the process, I still have like maybe 2 to 3, 4 many years to go before I graduate. That being said, there's going to be a point in time where I will learn. I feel like I'm still growing. I'm becoming a leader, but I may fail at times. So what would you say to young leaders? We're growing in the process, we're learning, but at some point we will fail. How can we shift from being in that failing point and now shifting into, again, being growing and learning as a leader?
And so first thing I would say is like, yes, you scarred your knee or you failed. But I think failure is great because it teaches you something. Like anytime that you're not successful at what you intended to be successful at, it gives you an opportunity to analyze and learn something about yourself, learn something about your community, and learn something about just our world in general. So don't look at failure as a negativity. It may hurt. I mean, we're human, so you could be disappointed. But allow that disappointment to become motivation. I use every challenge as motivation. In fact, it actually will launch you into your next opportunity.
And how many times have you been told no?
Ooh, so many times. I remember a quick story. A lot of people know us here at Benedict because of the Say the Word record.
Right.
What people don't know is when I first got this great vision to do this great recording, I wrote everything up and I just was so excited. I had the proposal perfectly laid out. I took it to the president's office and guess what I got? No. And I just was, really amazed. I was just like, no, like I couldn't be disrespectful because this is the president. But that no motivated me to analyze and to really rethink that whole project. And I thought about the benefits of why. I thought about the talent that we had. I thought about the increase that it would bring in terms of notoriety and recruitment and retention and the exposure. And then I repackaged that same proposal, took it back through the channels, and went back to the president, and I got a yes. But I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to expand that thought had I gotten a yes from the start, that no helped me to build the bond. So that's why I want to tell you, like, don't look at failure as something negative. Look at it as an opportunity to build, and take that negative experience that you think in your mind and flip it inside out and say, yo, this is good.
Definitely take that energy, that absorb all that.
Yeah.
Absorb all that emotion, that
Yeah.
disappointment, anger. And that's one thing I've realized. I know this is leadership, but everything's Bible for me. So you know I'm gonna go there. when we talk about God and you talk about aligning in purpose, at one point we're gonna fail. I know that's right. But the thing about what God does is you will feel disappointed.
Okay.
You will feel disappointed, you will feel hurt. But at the end of the day, as long as you walk in his purpose,
Yeah.
you walk in his plan, then everything is going to work for the betterment, for your good. It will turn inside out.
That's right.
And so I've learned from you talking, it's like that no is an acronym for me. It's not necessarily like a denial, but it's an acronym for the next opportunity.
Woo! That's good.
So I'm not going to go there.
That is very good.
You
I'm about
elaborate on
to
that.
shift. So it is the next opportunity. I will tell you this: God, if we're talking, from a spiritual context, and really, although we're here in college, God is in control of everything. Reality is, He knows the intimate thing at the beginning. So there's nothing that catches Him by surprise. In fact, your life has purpose already, and so that path that you're on, every pitfall, every slip up, He already knew that you were going to do it before you did it, and already made provision for you to get up and wipe yourself off and get to the destination that He's already planned.
And the funny thing about, I know we're on this right now, but the funny thing about God is He has many names, one of them being the Alpha and the Omega. Mm-hmm. So He knows the beginning and the end. He'll never tell. I could see myself coming to Benedict College for 4 years, and the outcome would be graduating after the 4 years with my degree and everything. But He'll never tell me the plot. He'll never tell me what I have to go through to get through there. So I'm gonna give God 3 names, for God being the beginning, the end, and also the God of the plot as well.
And you know what else? Why he allows things to go that way? It's because He wants us to walk by faith. He wants us to walk in unity with Him, in sync with Him. And so the way that you can stay in sync is just having a daily connection, or just keeping it real with Him. You know what I'm saying? Like, real relationship is spending time with each other. And so you'll know the beginning, you'll know the end, and you can know the middle as you walk.
This is the LeaderSHIFT podcast. Again, we're mentoring, we're building young leaders to become a more greater, successful leader. And I've interviewed Daryl Izzard. It's such a pleasure. And every day we talk, we have like a great conversation. And it just goes on forever and ever and ever. So I thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.